Hello, I am here to talk about a TED Talk about leadership. Shut up, I don't care, keep going, I'm gonna splice it out. A true leader is one who is humble enough to admit their mistakes. I had this amazing opportunity to be the leader of Solon Ensemble, which is an event through our district I had this amazing opportunity to be in charge of Solon Ensemble this year, which is where all these kids from around our district come and sing, and they get judged by a judge. So they have their warm-up, they have their performance, and they come and sing. And so I was in charge of making sure everything ran smoothly. And one of the biggest things I was in charge of was making sure every room had a map and I was in charge of
I can't do it.
Don't keep doing
that.
What?
Don't keep cutting off because you're not gonna. The TED Talk is like a. It's okay if you mess up.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna just splice it and go for it. It'll be a cool splice. It'll be a good splice. Okay, I'm gonna start Solon Ensemble over again.
Explain why they need pianos in the
Okay, Jillian, do you want to do this? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I had this amazing opportunity to be in charge of Solon Ensemble, which is where a bunch of kids from around our district come and sing in front of a judge to receive a score. And so there needs to be pianos in the performance and warm-up rooms. And so I had to make this map of the whole school, showing like where the performance room is and where the warm-up room is, because people don't go to the high school and we all know it's already confusing. So for newcomers to come in, it's just crazy. So I made this map of the school saying where the performance rooms were and the warm-up rooms, so hopefully nobody would get lost, but you know there'd be a couple kids that just couldn't figure it out, which is pretty easy. And so I had 4 extra rooms on the map, 2 performance rooms and 2 warm-up rooms. So then we were like, oh my goodness, we need more pianos. And the piano guy was only told that he needed 11 pianos. And so he started freaking out, like, oh my goodness, I don't have enough pianos. Mr. Bushy, you only told me I needed 11. And so he was freaking out, and like, it was crazy freaking out. So he's on the phone calling Bushy, and Bushy's on the other end being like, yo, man, it's okay, like, we're figuring it out. And we figured it out, and it was my mistake, and I had too many rooms, which was okay. And so I think that was the biggest thing. Like, I admitted that I was wrong, and I made a mistake. But they still loved me for it. Like, did Bushy yell at me? No, he was like, it's okay, like, we all make mistakes. And it wasn't that big of a mistake. We put the rooms back together because we had to deconstruct them so people could perform and warm up in them. And we just didn't have enough pianos, but then it was fine because then we did, and that was like, and it was an okay mistake because we all make mistakes in life, and I think that's the biggest thing, is that we just want to be forgiven for them. And know that you can never achieve greatness if you don't make mistakes along the way. This is one of the biggest things that I've come across in my life, is between a boss and a leader. A boss is someone that sits there and is like, do your work, and oh my goodness, and when they come into the workplace, it seems like everybody cowers because they're afraid of making a mistake or afraid of doing anything wrong because they're going to get yelled at, they may lose their job, and it's just really scary and intimidating. But then you have a leader who is amazing and just goes with the people and says, like, let's charge on and let's get work done and let's be the best we can be. And a leader is somebody that raises people up and doesn't push them down like a boss would. So you would always want to strive to be a leader, but yeah, there are going to be those bosses out there in the world, and we just hope that they're not as bad as they are. So here's a look at what the high school teachers and students have to say about being a leader and what some attributes are for leaders. So as you can tell, some of those videos were kind of funny and some of them were not about what makes a good leader. But you could see from there, Mrs. Adrian said some really good attributes of being a great leader. What defines a good leader? You have optimism, which I said already, is that if you just keep like pushing your people to the ground, they're going to hate you, they're not going to like you, and they're just going to be so down on themselves, they're just not going to look towards the future or be optimistic about anything, which is really what you need to get things done in the workplace. Another is trust. with running Solo and Ensemble, I had over 50 volunteers here helping me out because I could not do it all on my own. And they trusted me to just be there for them, and especially if there was this crazy choir mom, like frantically running up to them, asking, like yelling at them, they knew that I would be a phone call away to come help them, because dealing with those frantic choir moms is not fun. I will let you know there are some out there. So please never be a choir mom like that. But so they really just had to trust me and like know that I was there for them and like I wasn't gonna let them down, which is a really big thing. But trust also can go the other way too, because you want to put trust into the other people too. Empathy is also a really big one too. Like one of the biggest things is that you want to be able to look at the other point of view. Your volunteer may be saying something else that you don't agree with, or maybe you just need to hear the other side of, and you just have to sit there and listen to it, because they could be smarter than you never know. And so you just sit there and you absorb what they're saying and really think about it, because they could be right and you could be wrong. But as a leader, you have to have that optimism and just let them go for it, and you just have to be there for them and just be comforted. That's one of the biggest things about being a leader, and so I hope that you learned something from our TED Talk. Amen. I'll let you say.